Hey everyone, let me get a little closer so you guys can hear me. Hey everyone, welcome. Good evening. Um, I want to first start off by saying thank you. I mean, thank you so much for all the well wishes. Hey Dimitri, I want to thank you for all the DMs that I received from the text messages from every single one of you for the concern. I mean, I can't even explain to you how much that means to me. It did it to me, to my family. This week has been a very tough weekend. I mean, every day is tough. I mean, it's hard to say because all of us are living in such craziness. We have a government shutdown. Benefits are being pulled off. Hey, Nick, how are you, my brother? Uh, Benefits are being cut off to people that are needing it, like WIC, like SNAP, food stamps. There are people right now with the holidays coming up, with winter coming up. There are people literally thinking about not only they're not getting paychecks, there are people that are thinking about how they're going to feed their family. So there's a lot of craziness going on. There's also, people that are dying every day. I mean, Ukraine, what you see what happened in the Gaza um, just yesterday with Trump's so-called peace plans all over the world. I mean, he stopped so many wars. There's so many peace everywhere, but meanwhile, we have nonstop bloodshed and excuses all over the place. But what we do see is we see his opiates. We see him flying around, getting treated like a king, getting presents all over the place, being, celebrated. For those of you that read some of my articles past couple of days prior to the few days ago, I told you about that, how he's trying to weaponize the army. He's trying to weaponize ICE. There's changes happening as over the weekend they started reporting about them getting rid of certain people. So we're going to get into a lot of things. I feel like it's my responsibility, no matter what I'm going through, and I promise you, I'm going to be here because we all are going through things. I need to take a few days off to be with my family, with my son, my younger son, not Aaron, but I have lots of kids that you might already know. One of my younger son, his close friend, somebody that he worked with, passed away over the weekend. He OD'd, and it was my son took it. It was a very big tragedy for this young man's family, but my son was very close to him, so it was a very difficult weekend to reflect on. Where we are as a country. Watching what drugs does to our kids. Seeing how our priorities are all over the place. So I need to take a couple of days off to make sure that to be there with him and also reflect on a lot of things that was going on because I gotta be honest with you. I speak to a lot of my sources. I speak to a lot of people in and out of some of these places, and some of the things that I hear. It's like it's tough. It's tough to just think about. I reported to you. Think about when you read the letters. Think about when I have to write the letters, or I have to stare there and talk about and deal with it because of knowing all the craziness that is being planned out, everything that's about to take place, things that are happening. And the sick part about it is knowing that we could do something about it, knowing that we could actually really, that there's really good things happening, and being frustrated that there's not enough, I don't know, people out there that are in power, or people out there that can make a difference are not out there doing what they can and not joining, and that's not to any of you. It's to people that are in the leadership in the so-called, whatever you call the Democratic Party. But I want to definitely thank each and every one of you for all the well wishes. Definitely, one of the things I'm not gonna. It's not Aaron's, no, Paula, not Aaron's friend. It was my younger son, Daniel's close friend, that lives here in Florida. So no, it's not Aaron's. And you know, I think I'm gonna, there'll be time when I think I'd like to do some more work on drug awareness and some of the things that are happening, because I know we keep talking about fentanyl and all of these drugs that are happening on the street, but we really need to, understand of how bad and how even worse the pharmaceutical drugs are, and how these pharmaceutical drugs and how these, even though we think we got rid of these pill mills, but there's plenty of doctors out there that are writing prescriptions to young kids that are getting them hooked, and that are then they are graduating to all kinds of different things. And there's no, just think about it, with all the AI, with all our computers, with all our technology, we don't even have a system in place. Just think about that. If you have a, if you're a recovering drug, if you have a drug problem and you go to rehab, you should not be able to come out of rehab and go to any doctor and just get a prescription for drugs. There should be a centralized system, just like we have a centralized system for driver's license and other things, where, there should be a doctor should see it, if there's a history of it. I mean, simple things like that that could be done to be able to save so many lives. And unfortunately, you can't. It doesn't happen. So. Today's not the day to go into a lot of that stuff, because today we have a lot of stuff that we are going into, that we need to save our country to be able to then maybe have some people in Congress to go out there and pass some laws to be able to, and trust me when I tell you, I'm not going to stop once we get our democracy back, because it's not, like I say, just Donald Trump. There's a lot of things we need to clear house in a lot of places, because there's corruption all over the place, and people looking all the other way doesn't help. Uh, the other thing I want to really give you, everybody, a major thank you, and to each and every one of you that have been supporting Alexander and the people of Ukraine. Some of the things that I've been hearing over the weekend and the past couple of days are really not really good. I know for those of you that read my letter before, I think on Saturday, that I wrote about talking about how Kirill Dmitriev, Putin's guy, was in here making deals with Anna Paula Luna, Congresswoman Paula Luna, and Stephen Witkoff. They were all in Florida and Miami with Jared Kushner, and talking about, not about peace and how they're gonna how the war is gonna stop in Ukraine, or but they were talking about how to normalize relationships and do business. And while this was going on, people continue to are getting killed. Kids are getting displaced. Bombs are falling every single day. And I just want to personally thank you for the past, couple of days. I didn't get a chance to, but Alexander also called me, and hopefully maybe tomorrow we'll be able to go live together, because he's traveling now to Kharkiv, and he's been delivering for all of the aid, for all of the contributions you guys gave to his GoFundMe's. He's been literally every day delivering aid to all over places at hardest. I've been today I put out Substack email letter. I recommend you guys go take a look at. First of all, I put some pictures and videos of Alex all over the place delivering the stuff. To me, feels good to see that actually it's being done. But also some important things. And by the way, please, those of you, like I said, God bless you for contributing. For those of you that haven't or can still continue contributing, for those of you that have the GoFundMe's, if you could put them up there and share them wide, because the war is not ending. This is just the beginning, and whatever we can continue helping, because Alexander is going to continue delivering the aid, and we're going to continue fighting this information campaign to be able to get you the inside information that the media won't connect, or just doesn't decide not to talk about. So I wanted to also, on behalf of everybody in Ukraine and the Kharkiv, that all the help that you've been, God bless each and every one of you, and thank you for all your support. And when I put this out, oh, thank you, Yadmilo. There's the GoFundMe. If you guys could share it, I don't know. There's several of them. One is for Alexander, one is for Kharkiv, but they all need help, and anything helps. A dollar, $5, anything, because it is already very, very cold. Winter times there, and the crazy part is the media is not reporting about any of this. You're not seeing any breaking news. You're not seeing any bombs flying. You don't see any negotiations. You don't even hear the press talking, asking Trump about anything that could possibly. No more talks about tomahawks. No more talks about peace. There's no more talks about anything. The only thing there are, we got Trump. He's dancing overseas. When he's in Malaysia, he wants to go see Little Rocket Man. And this is the stuff. So let's go into some of the major reason why I wanted to make sure that even though I'm not in the mood and I'm not feeling my best, but I think it's important that I need to come out and share some of the stuff with you guys and connect some of the dots, because I don't know if some of you have seen some of the things that have been playing out. So first of all, uh, I'm going to let you guys know first. I'm hearing from some of my sources I know there were some reports on it, but I'm getting confirmation that there's a major push right now that we might see Pam Bondi issue some sort of, I don't know if it's an indictment. I don't know. Basically, there's a plan right now being put in place to try to deport Mandami, the candidate for the mayor of New York. And it's not just talk, it's not just conversation. There have been several criminal referrals that have been sent over by certain congressmen. Right now, it's literally in negotiation. And just so you understand, Donald Trump micromanages everything, even though he's traveling. When he tells you that he doesn't know nothing about it, but he has the right, he could do it. That's exactly what he's letting you to explain to you, that he has the right. He knows, he's dealing with it. And also keep in mind, for all of you that watched the what Michael Cohen criminal trial with where he got convicted. Part of what Michael even also testified and said is he's a micromanager. You would think the Trump organization would have thousands of employees, but it wasn't. Trump micromanaged, and that's why he made the decisions. And this is what's happening right now. He one of the things that he is major push going on to try to get Mandami out of there, because they're seeing the reaction, and that he's probably going to be winning the mayor. What's it called, of New York. So that's some of the breaking news I need to share with you to confirm that there is a major push happening and literally taking place. Conversations as early as a few hours ago were taking place. Also, I want to connect some of the dots with oh, Margot, thank you. You got the hoodie. God bless you. Thank you for all the support, Margot. I know you're out there. By the way, guys, you should all go visit LEVREMEMBERS.com. There's a lot of good merch there, but it's another way of supporting our platform, supporting Voice from Ukraine, and other good stuff. So definitely, I recommend you guys go out to LEVREMEMBERS.com and check out some of the merch we have there. So I want to. The other reason I wanted to talk to you that's extremely important, Beth. Thank you. I got my Love Remembers mug. By the way, guys, one of the things, and today's just a little different because, like I said, it's been a rough couple of days, and I really just wanted to share some inside information and some news with you guys. But typically, for all of you that want to participate, this is a new way of us. I saw Michael do it a couple times. I think, hey, Kat, got your message. Thank you so much for sending me that. I got it, and want to let you know that this is a great way to communicate by becoming a paid subscriber. You're able to not only put chat, but also I bring people up. You're able to come up. talk, ask questions, really interact, not just with me, but with our family, with our movement here, with the platform. So the idea is, first of all, the main thing is to subscribe. That's the first thing. So this way we could be able to get the message out, to build a platform, to build the family, because it's all in algorithms, it's all in numbers. But those of you that can't, God bless you. Thank you. Become paid subscribers. And it's also a great way to be able to interact. You get something in return besides supporting us to be able to continue getting this information out. So now I want to go back to very important. I don't know, for those of you that might have seen or not seen some of the things that have been going on, but James Comer in the Oversight Committee uh, issued just now, I think it was yesterday, he issued a report to Pam Bondi. Now, I've been telling you about this. For those of you that have been with me from the very beginning that I joined a Substack, from day one, when I joined Substack, there are two things that I told you about that are very important. It just so happens to be because, over the weekend, I was looking back from the very beginning. The very two first things that we spoke about is I spoke to you about because Bannon came out and made a comment and Trump made a comment. This is way before the 2028 hats, that they made a comment about Trump staying in power for a third term. I wrote several letters. We did plenty of lives, and I was screaming at the top of my lungs because every pundit out there and every media was saying that this was a distraction. This was Trump's distraction. He's not running for it. He's not doing it. There's doing something again right now, and that's very dangerous. And I'm gonna connect the dots for you because of you're seeing Johnson coming out right now saying, there's no way through the Constitution he could do it. But they're not talking about the Constitution. I want to let you listen to, for those of you that didn't hear or were not able to, I recommend you go read my letter that I wrote to. It's that exposed Comer's blueprint. But in there, I put some videos that you have from social media that you might not have gotten a chance to see. So this is Bannon, Steve Bannon. Some of you might have already heard it, but this is Steve Bannon talking out loud right now about what's going on with the election.
Longer.
Just a second. Let me just make it a little louder so you guys could hear. This is, I think, he's doing an interview with Entertainment tonight. I want you to listen to what he says, and then I'll cut him off.
Well, he's going to get a third term. So Trump 28, Trump is going to be president 28. And people just ought to get accommodated with that.
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is. But there's a plan, and President Trump will be the president in 28.
Let me play that again, because some of you might have not heard. I want you to listen to it because it's important.
Well, he's going to get a third term. So Trump 28, Trump is going to be president in 28. And people just ought to get accommodated with that.
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is. But there's a plan. And
exactly what I told you. There's a plan, and the plan has nothing to do with the 22nd Amendment. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. This is all a rouge. This is why you have Johnson coming out today saying, just think about that he spoke. The key is not that he came out and said that Trump is he doesn't see a pathway for him through the Constitution, through the 22nd Amendment. The key is they spoke to him. But then there's others that I want you to listen to that are coming out, and this is giving you little points for you to understand what's really happening. This is Tuberville, Congressman, Senator Tuberville, reacting to this. Listen to this.
If you read the Constitution, it says it's not. But if he says he has some different circumstances that might be able to go around the Constitution, but that's up to him. We got a long ways to go. Well, I think that there's going to have to be an evaluation from President Trump's viewpoint to the Constitution. There'll be a lot of legal aspects to it. Will it happen? It's very unlikely, but don't ever close the book on President Trump.
Let me break that down to you. Again, keep your eye on the ball. It has nothing to do with the Constitution. That's what the media is talking about. That's why you go out there, you see all these constitutional lawyers, you see all these pundits, and they're sitting there spending hours talking to you about how Trump cannot do this under the Constitution. But this is the whole key. We all understand that. We all know that. But Trump is telling you, you got Bannon telling you have others like Tuberville telling you that they have a plan that has nothing to do with the Constitution. Now, these plans that they have are being put together by people like Russell Vought and Stephen Miller because they interpret the laws differently. They interpret the Constitution differently. Just remember, like when Stephen Miller, when the Supreme Court voted 9-0 against Donald Trump, and he stood in the Oval basically saying that they voted for him, that it was a positive thing. That is the Stephen Miller that we're talking about. So when they sit there and say that Trump is not planning, and and then Trump smirks at saying, "Oh, I got the highest ratings right now," but the Constitution again. Listen to him. This is a quick Trump smirk.
And based on what I read, I guess I've been led to run. So we'll see what happens. It's a very interesting thing.
Based what I hear, not supposed to run, but we'll see what happens. It's a very interesting thing. This is this is what I'm trying to say to you guys. Don't watch these press releases, the media right now. I'm telling you, this is why he's building doing what he's doing to the White House. He's not doing it for somebody else to come in there to be able to. Just think about what he even said in his first term, how he wanted to be able to be part of president, part of the Olympics. He wanted to be president, part of that. And how it worked out. I'm telling you guys, this is part of the plan. He's not planning on going anywhere. This is all part of Project 2025. Now, there's something else happening at the same time. That is right now. I need to give you some inside scoop on what's happening. So you have James Comer also right now gave what's that recommendation or a file or a report on the Biden auto pen. So let me just take out all the opinions. Forget about what your opinion is, if it's right or wrong. Forget about to sit there and say other presidents used the auto pen before. Forget about normality, because I'm going to tell you right now, we're not living in a normal time. This is not a normal president, and this is not a normal administration. There is not oversight here, so forget about all the things everybody wants to sit there and say. Listen to what now I'm going to tell you is taking place and what is going to take place. I told you this literally. This was the other subject besides Trump staying in office. And when I came here on Substack, I told you the one thing that Trump is adamant and that he's going to do is he's going to void the pardons. He's going to void the pardons. The only one he's pissed off that he can't void is Hunter Biden's pardon, is because he even admitted that Joe Biden signed that himself, that's the only one he signed. Because believe me, he would have tried to get that done also. And what you saw play out yesterday was part of the plan that was put in motion before. This didn't happen overnight, folks. None of this happens overnight. This is no coincidence. This is part of the plan of James Comer having all of these questionings, putting together this report, bringing out, they knew that, Tapper's book was coming out. They knew that, what's her name, Jane Pierre was writing a book. And they knew that, listen, they have information. They knew all of this stuff was coming out, and they waited to build this report. And now, based on this report, it's currently lying on Pam Bondi's desk. And let me tell you what's going to take place. What's going to take place is you're going to see more indictments. You're going to see more people. You're going to see these pardons get thrown out. And I know everybody's going to start screaming, saying, no, that's unconstitutional. Hey, Michael, what's up, brother? You want to come up? I just saw you. I'm going to send you. If you want to come up, if not, I understand. If you just want to chill out, I send you an invite. But this is not what's it called? Something that they're planning on. Just as you say, there he goes. Hey, bro, What's up, man?
You know, I was just sitting, I was watching a little television, not the kind that unfortunately we generally are watching, which is all of the heartache and all of the headache. But instead, I was watching just a little silly television. And then I saw you, and I'm saying to myself, I have to listen to what Lev is saying because Lev remembers. Right?
I love you, bro. No,
And all of
you
a
know,
sudden, I'm listening to what you're saying, and you're so spot on, accurate. The indictments, they're just beginning, just beginning. So those folks that anybody is safe from what's going on with this administration, you're not, and you shouldn't feel that you are, because the more you think that you're safe, the more you put your hands down and you let somebody whack you in the jaw. Because that's what's going on right now. And by the way, do not think for a second that the Hunter Biden pardon isn't something that's in contention right now. Do not think for a second Alvin Bragg isn't going to be indicted as well. Do not think for a second that James Comey's case is going to. I need my readers. It's unbelievable. I can't see a goddamn thing on my telephone.
I'm
It's
getting
amazing.
there.
And do not think for a second that James Comey is going to end up having his case on it. I listen to all these pundits, Lev, and like you, we laugh at them. They have no clue what they're talking about. The problem for these guys, especially the ones that have the fancy names at the Chiron at the
Yeah.
bottom, the problem with them is that they think that they're still running the system.
Yeah.
They think that they're still in charge. Well, news fucking alert for them. All right. Nobody gives two shits about them. Their opinions don't matter. All right. At the end of the day, each and every one of them will be held accountable because each and every one committed some sort of an act that the Justice Department can deem illegal. Plain and simple. From Tish James all the way to Alvin Bragg to you name it. It does James Comey. It does John Bolton. It doesn't matter. Each and every one of them. Because you know the story. You could find shit on anybody.
100%. That's one of the things that we talk about. We argue we should not live in our country. It should be the opposite. It shouldn't be easy to indict you like a ham sandwich. It should be extremely difficult to indict you, because once you're indicted, your life changes.
Yep.
Financially, physically, everything about changes. So as American citizens, they say you have a right to be you're innocent until proven guilty, but it's all bullshit, because over time, maybe at some point in time it was like that, but over time it's become a power game to such a degree where it's David against Goliath all the time, and you're guilty, and you got to prove yourself innocent, and you're always like, you should. I mean, again, just think about just that stupid comment that you could be indicted as easy as a ham sandwich. I mean, really, in America,
Well, it's funny you say that because
there should be a little bit harder than that to go,
you
indict
think?
somebody.
In fact, the IRS, the old attitude used to be you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent. And then years ago, like about 14 years ago, they said, and I forget under whose administration, but they turned around and said, no, that's not right. The Constitution says you're innocent until proven guilty. So the IRS now has to take a softer approach. Well, unless you're Michael Cohen, right? Then they did exactly to me. What pisses me off more than anything. So all of a sudden I see on LinkedIn, I get one of these things that says, oh, you may know this person. The last name is Mayman, right? She was part of the prosecutorial team, allegedly, because I never met her. Remember, my case started and finished in 48 hours from a Monday to right from that Friday to Monday. All of a sudden, Rachel Mayman, Lowenstein Sandler, this piece of shit in the first paragraph of her biography, former prosecutor, Southern District of New York, about the crimes, yada, 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 successfully prosecuted the case of United States versus Michael Cohen. They didn't prosecute shit. They put a gun towards my wife's head and they said, either you plead guilty or we file an 80-page indictment that's going to include your wife. I said, just tell me where to fucking sign, right? was like a hostage video. So all of a sudden now, Trump understands human nature better than any 5 people on this planet. And he knows that everybody's got something. And he's taking advantage of it. Absolutely. Is the DOJ acting on his commands? Damn straight. But if you think for a second that all of these folks aren't going to get their ass handed to them, well, I don't think you're paying attention.
And what I was going to say to you, it's not only, which I agree with you 100%, that we live in a society that nobody's an angel. Everybody has something in their closet. Everybody's jaywalked or read a red light or did something where, even like our tax laws, 100%, the way you...
Because our tax code is 180,000 pages.
Nobody, correct. So that's what I'm saying to you. Nobody could do it. But it's also the way Trump is using the laws. See, this is what none of these pundits and none of the media is talking about. They're talking about like we're all living in normal times.
Right.
What they don't understand is that Trump has a guy like Stephen Miller sitting back there, going back 200 years, going back 150 years.
Right.
Finding him
The Insurrection Act.
That exactly, finding him these laws that probably have 0.02% chance of, in a normal world, of even getting out there. But because they have such a powerful machine set up, that as soon as he gets this even slight of a, just think about how far they pushed the fact that they're eating the dogs and cats. Just think about how powerful their machine, their PR machine, their social media machine, that they said something as stupid, as crazy as that there are actual people eating cats and dogs in Ohio.
Because it's easy to vilify Haitians, right? Because they're going to claim that they have unusual eating habits. Sure, they're eating your cats, your dogs, and on top of that, they were going into the lake, grabbing a hold of the what do you call it, like the seagulls, right? And they were eating them too. I mean, it's so great. All of a sudden, you have one asshole turns around and says, I haven't seen any any ducks in the pond. I haven't seen any ducks in the pond. And all of a sudden, it's like, the Haitians are eating them, because it's always easy to go after a smaller group, right? A minority group, and then vilify them. Well, how could you have any compassion for somebody that is going to jump into a pond, grab a duck, kill it, and eat it, right? It's just, and somebody's dog is missing, someone's cat's missing. I mean, it's beyond racist. It's beyond xenophobic. It's just beyond. But Lev, you're spot on. Spot on. They got away with it.
Yeah, and they keep getting away with it because because again, all day long, if you watch, and I mean, we're seeing, and just think about the bright spots that we're seeing. We had literally, now we have Republican senators joining, voting. This is the second day in a row. I mean, voted down. They first voted down the tariffs in Brazil. They now vote down the tariffs in Canada. You have people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and others standing to release the Epstein files. You know what I'm saying to you? So you have certain people that are joining, and what's it called? Where there, and this is without any sort of.
But for all of the bad shit that Trump is doing regarding the DOJ, the weaponization of the Department of Justice against his critics. Remember, this book was number 6 to number 8 on the New York Times bestseller in 2022 when I put it out, almost 3 years ago, right? 2022, 2023, almost 3 years ago. You think anything has changed? But I will tell you what Donald Trump's actions, his weaponization of the Justice Department has done is it has shed a light on something that Lev and I talk about privately all the time. Not only Lev and I, but I still speak to a bunch of guys that I was with at Otisville. I speak to them all the time. And one guy was complaining to me, how do I get justice for the injustice that was done to me? Right? And I turn around and I say to him, you got to build a platform, and it's not easy. All right. It's just not easy. And this guy had substantial money. Well, he's so frustrated. Trump is shedding a light on how weaponized the Department of Justice has been for a very long time. This is not something that Donald Trump or Stephen Miller or Steve Bannon or Russell Vought created yesterday. This horse shit has been
They're
going
just
on
using it.
for a very long time. And the people who've been getting kicked in the balls time and time again are minority communities. Why? Because they are the ones that are least capable of fighting back. When you see like this Rachel Maimon from Lowenstein Sandler with a 98% conviction rate, you think because she's a fucking genius? The answer is no. She's a fucking idiot. It's that the problem is that she had all the power. They had all the power to inflict as much damage on an individual. As Lev said right before, turn around. Once you become indicted, your whole life changes, right? Money, your bank accounts, your credit cards, your friendship group, everything starts unraveling and you start to lose your shit. And that's when they pounce on you. They all have this 98. What's their goal? To end up at these 5-star, right?
Because
White,
they get right away seven-figure
they get seven
salaries,
figures, right?
salary.
And
Everyone,
100%.
just you know,
And they
except
use
for
it.
one
Could you
guy.
imagine? Could you imagine? It turns around and it says in her bio, successfully prosecuted case of the United States versus Michael Cohen, right next to some mob-related case. Like if I was the mob, by paying somebody 130 grand not to talk about the president's mushroom pecker? Come on, fuck out of here. Trump is showing them you don't control the game anymore. I do. And he's flipping the switch on them. Me personally, I don't feel bad for any of them. I really don't.
I know. I trust me when I tell you, I don't feel bad for
In
any of
fact,
them.
if Trump is watching this right now, Rachel Maimon, Lowenstein Sandler, Nicholas Ruse, another one who went to another, Thomas McKay, another one, Adam Pakula, Enid Phoebus. Here's a whole bunch of them, all of whom acted in a way that was negative towards you. So DOJ, if you're listening, fuck them. They deserve to feel the same pain that they've inflicted. You know, when I spoke once to Ellie Honig, at the green room in CNN, we talked about it. He goes, yeah, that's just how they act. What? What do you mean? What do you mean that's how, it's unfortunate, but that's the way the game rolls. Really?
Yeah,
And it's easy for
it's a
everybody else
game.
to say, because they didn't
Just
go
think,
through
it's
what
a
you
game.
and I went through, Lev.
Think about what he just said to you. The key word, that's how the game rolls. To them, it's a game. To us, it's our lives. People are losing their lives, going to prison, losing everything, losing their families, and to them, it's a numbers game because the more the people that they put away, the more they get when they move on to the next bit. But again, let's not
All
let's
with their
not let's
98% conviction rate.
let's not do a show about against the DOJ because I mean, look, the bottom line is 100%. The DOJ has been weaponized way before Donald Trump, way before Obama. It's been
Yep.
weaponized for as long as I mean, going all the way back to the McCarthy era. Before that, everybody. That's why we try to put into all of these type of guardrails, parameters, and all of this. That's why all those things are gone. Yes, what Michael is talking about, as bad as it was, at least there were certain guardrails. Now, Donald Trump, Steven, they're not reinventing the wheel. They know what the rule. They're just taking it, finding even the most extremist rules, and they're using it and they're putting it right in front of you. And now they're saying to you, "This is how it has to be," but it doesn't. But it doesn't have to be that way because the only way we are going to stop it is with this community right here. And I got to run because I came out literally just to say
Hey, so before you go,
Yeah, go ahead, Michael.
let's get at least to 1,000 people, folks. Do me a favor, mash the hearts for Lev. Lev comes out here every single day, as do I. But Lev comes out here. He gives to you information that he's getting based upon his previous relationships. All right, this is not breaking news that you're going to hear tomorrow on cable news media or mainstream media. It's not. All right. These what he's doing is sharing with you from his personal contacts. He's sharing with you information that he thinks is relevant and pertinent in order to keep you safe, to keep our democracy intact. So do me a favor, that's right. Now I'm seeing them roll it. Smash the shit out of those hearts. If you're a Michael Cohen subscriber, please make sure that you subscribe to Lev. It's so simple. Click on that chyron at the top, cross-pollinate your favorite folks. Because Lev and I, with Malcolm tomorrow, are going to be on for another raw and unfiltered episode of Unleashed, which is what we are. We don't hold back. We don't pick and choose, what information that we know that we intend to share with you. And we love you also, MJOT. I don't know how MJOT. All right. Yeah. And you, Beth, and you, Lori, we appreciate each and every one of you. And look, as Lev will say all the time on Unleashed, and I'm going to say it right now, please do us a favor. Please help us to grow this community. I can't tell you how important that it is. With all due respect to each and every one of, but Lev has like 76,000 subscribers. That's a lot. Is it enough? Not even close. I have like 71,000. Is it enough? Absolutely not. I think Lev should have 1 million, and so should I. Right? On top of that, what we ask, if you can, become a paid subscriber. Right? Join us for our live subscriber episodes where we answer your questions, because so many of you type the questions in really fast. But please understand, first of all, I barely see shit anyway. Without these readers, I can't see a goddamn thing. And then the most important thing is there's so many people typing at the same time. I can't see it fast enough to discern what's there. It's really freaking small. Substack hasn't figured out how to do this shit yet on a laptop or a regular computer. You got to do it on your fucking iPhone, right? And then there's the lag. So by the time I finally get it, we're sitting there and we're saying to ourselves, my God, I can't. And I'm not scrolling back down because I need to be a distance away. So my arms aren't long enough within which to get to it. So please, if you can, join us. And by the way, when I do my lives, what I ask, write your question down in advance and know that you are coming up. Like the way I'm sitting here with Lev, I want to sit there with you. I want to engage you in your question. That's the benefit of becoming a paid subscriber. And if you can't, I understand we still love you. Neither Lev nor I hide behind paywalls. Every day, you get my article at 7:30 to 8 o'clock, somewhere in between. Mine comes out. Same with Lev's. He puts out relevant, pertinent, sometimes quite humorous, sometimes quite alarming, articles about things that we know about that you're not going to get anywhere else. And so again, I asked you, and I'm not letting Lev off until we hit 1,000 people. Right now we're at 931. So do me a favor, take those squares, right? Let's screw these other folks up. As soon as they come on, we're going to say, well, we hit 1,000, have a nice night, right? Just keep smashing the hearts. I truly appreciate Lev. When you really get to know him, you learn to love him, because he is one of the, how Trump always turns around and says, and all of these acolytes there, that Trump is the most transparent president that we've ever had. Well, I'm not sure that that's exactly 100% true, but to be fair, he's not hiding any of this. He comes right out and he says, I think Adam Shifty Schiff should end up being indicted. Well, who do you think's listening, right? Pam Bondi, Todd Blanche, everybody.
Well, Michael, I'm glad you said that, because before we go, because one of the things I was talking about before you even came up, because you worked with them, and that a lot of people have a perception, and that's what I was trying to tell is they think, usually if you're having $1 billion corporation, you think you have thousands of employees and that there's all these Trump's a micromanager. Like Trump, when it came down to it, any decision, that's why, even in your court case, you explained of how Trump would micromanage every dollar. More or less everything. You didn't have thousands. Everything at the end of the day, he made most of the decisions. Same thing he's doing right now at the White House, just like he did before. Right now, go ahead,
if
Mike.
anybody thinks for a second that anyone, cabinet member or not, is making a single decision that is not pre-run through approved by President Trump, you don't fully understand how this system is working right now. Every single move. Mike Johnson doesn't take a shit until he gets approval from Donald J. Trump. Pete Hegseth, Pam Bondi. Nobody does a damn thing until it is first discussed and approved by the president. Plain and simple. He is running the White House the exact same way that he ran the Trump organization. It's the only way that he knows how to operate. And if you don't follow those rules, if you don't operate within his confines, mark my words. Mark my words. I did. I put out my Substack at like 5:45 this morning. I got up extremely early. If you don't think that that's the way, then you really don't understand, and you need to pay greater attention.
Yeah, no, and that's a good segment to say, Michael. Thanks so much for joining. Tomorrow we make sure 3 o'clock Unleashed. We are going to. There's a lot that we're going to break down. A lot of the stuff that we spoke to tomorrow. We're going to connect the dots and some other things that are breaking. So make sure to follow Michael. Make sure to follow me. Make sure to follow Malcolm. And also, the Midas guys, Aaron, and others out there. Glenn Kirshner. There's real good independent journalists, real good powerful people out there that are really still like the last line of defense, because otherwise everybody else is just falling into place, following the same routine because you're not seeing the news. Michael, thanks so much, my brother, for coming.
Always good to see you, pal.
Have a
Sleep
great
well,
night.
and I will see you
And
tomorrow.
I'll call you tomorrow, and tomorrow we're gonna put on a
I
good
look
show.
forward to it. Later, brother.
Later, brother. I just want to thank, this is the great part about Substack. You never know who joins, you never know who comes back, but and this is what it's our family, it's our community. It was so great for Michael to jump in to talk about exactly what we were talking about, the micromanaging, the Donald Trump. Don't make him for you to think that, people are making decisions that he has nothing to do. All of these indictments, everything that's taken place, he is in charge of. And some of the things that I want you to take away with tonight is that watch the space with Mandami, because I'm hearing there's a major push to try to deport him, to indict him with something. Also, I hear within the next probably 48 to 72 hours, maybe sooner or somewhere around there, we are going to hear more. Either there's an indictment coming that's going to test this auto pen, whatever you want to call it, but there's definitely things that are starting to move in that direction. So there's a lot that's about to be coming out. There's a lot more that I'm working on behind the scenes that has to do with Russia and Ukraine. Kirill Dmitriev was just down here, and I'm waiting to hear from some of my sources of some of the actual meetings, because what you're watching play out today, you're seeing all over the place. Anna Paula Luna already pushing Russian propaganda, full force in effect. And again, the main important thing here, what you don't see is you don't see no action towards supporting Ukraine anymore. There's just no conversation whatsoever. So I want to thank everybody that came out. There's a little over 1,000 people right now that joined us, and God bless each and every one of you for coming out and supporting us. And like Michael says, we're building a platform here. This is not, for me, this is not a show. This is not some kind of game. This is reality, real risks, real prison time that we did, real heartaches that we caused our families, and real information that we bring to you. And like Michael said also, we're not here, I'm not here, he's not here to tell you information about that CNN is reporting on. I'm here to tell you stuff that I'm hearing from people on the inside, from people that are still there. And as you could see, all the stuff that we talk about, sometimes it takes a little longer, but it always comes to fruition, because we're not talking about spin, we're talking about reality. Now, if we could only get some of the Democratic leadership to start listening and start jumping in and start being part of of our team and part of our movement, we could definitely take a grasp, because there's so much happening right now behind the scenes that I just can't get into right now. But keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully, we have some people that step up to the plate sooner than later, and we will be able to do some things. But make sure you subscribe. Make sure you become, if you can, become a paid subscriber. It means everything to me. For those of you that can contribute, Venmo at Lev-Parnas, PayPal at Lev Parnas, and Zelle, which is the real Lev Parnas at gmail.com. All your contributions help me keep this platform alive. Also help me, with the voice from Ukraine. For those of you that have contributed and can continue contributing to all the GoFundMe's in Ukraine to help all the people there, because they need all the support we could give them, because like I just said, Donald Trump has walked away. And for those of you, I know a lot of you have been asking me here, what do we do? Give me a plan, because you're telling me. I recommend that you go read my Substack letter that I put out today. All of you got it. It's called Comer's Blueprint: Expose Bondi's Next Move and Trump's Plan to Stay in Power. Towards the end of it, I actually give you a copy of a letter that all you have to do is copy and paste it. Basically, I'll give you an example of what you need to do. Each and every one of you should put together a letter with subject says defend the rule of law. And write, I'm a constituent. I want on the record today supporting these steps. Number one, I want to reopen the government immediately and protect benefits for families throughout the holidays. Number two, release the Epstein files in full. No political cover-up, no special treatment. Number three, stop the retribution to oppose any use of DOJ for political revenge or to undermine January 6 accountability. Protect investigators, whistleblowers, and civil servants. Number four, block any misuse of military or National Guard as the domestic political weapon. Number five, hold immediate oversight hearings on directives or findings being used to justify retaliation. And end off the letter by saying, I will be watching as your constituent for your public statement and your votes. Thank you, and sign your name. So, simple thing like that. I want each and every one of you to go out there, if you can, copy paste that letter, send it out to your representatives, and start getting them and putting them on record, because it's time they all need to go on record for all of these things that's happening, because when the time comes, history's going to judge everybody, and they're all going to have to pay the piper. For those of you that are joining late, I'm going to be putting this out later, so you all could definitely be able to watch it from the beginning. I recommend you watch it. There's some breaking news that we spoke about. Also, Michael Cohen joined us with some stuff. I'm going to go take the rest of the night off. I have a letter that I'm putting out to you guys with some breaking news later on, either tonight or tomorrow morning. But otherwise, hopefully I'll be feeling better tomorrow, and I'll be back in action. And because there's a lot happening, but I promised I'm here with you, and your support gives me the energy to keep fighting and keep doing it, because I didn't know if I was going to make it come out. My wife said, are you going to really go live? And I said, after reading your DMs and reading all your messages, you are my family. And I just want to reiterate what you just said, Patty. Patty just said it. This has truly become a family. I want to reiterate, we are a family, and we're more than a family. We become not only a movement, but we are the true resistance, because the information that we bring, the dots that we connect, nobody else does it. So now our job is just to keep spreading the information until it hits the right way. Believe me, eventually the right person's going to see it, the right person's going to hear it, and that's all it takes. And then we'll be off to the races, because once we have the right support, the right funding, I promise you, we will dismantle Mega. Because as somebody that was part of it, somebody helped put it together, trust me when I tell you, that's where a lot of my frustration comes from, is that I know what we need to do to dismantle it. So on that note, good night. Have a wonderful night, and love hug your kids today, especially, and Love you guys. Thank you for everything. And I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Have a great night. Take care.